Welcome to this external SMTP for CRM marketing demonstration by Interface. I am Andy Naylor, Head of Customer Success at Interface. We are Bitrix24 Gold Partners, providing implementation, customization, training, and support. In today's demonstration, I'm going to show you how you can maximize the deliverability of your email marketing campaign by creating and adding an external SMTP service to Bitrix to allow you to send emails and ensure that they get delivered to their specified mailboxes. The reason why we might do this is because Bitrix does have a built-in SMTP service, but as you can imagine, Bitrix is a very popular platform and thousands of people are using the CRM marketing module to send out their emails. And their emails are being sent essentially from the same SMTP service. So that doesn't always ensure that your mails are going to be delivered or not arrive in the junk mail. So this option here about adding an external SMTP service ensures that we maximize the deliverability of your emails arriving at their specified mailboxes. Now, to do that, I will walk through how you can essentially create a Mailgun account, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a moment. How we can add and authorize your own domain name to send emails from. We'll create an SMTP user inside Mailgun, and then we'll add those SMTP details to your CRM marketing modules to be able to send directly from that SMTP service. So let's jump into Mailgun. So Mailgun is a SMTP platform that is recommended by the likes of Google Compute. And what it essentially does, it gives you the ability to have your own SMTP service to be able to send emails directly from your domain name. Now, pricing starts relatively low. There is a free set of emails that you can send out each month, and that does go into the thousands. But I would recommend, first of all, just taking a look at the pricing options. Just ensure that it fits inside your budget to be able to send those emails. But as I say, this is a relatively low priced option for you to be able to send mass emails. So what I'd recommend doing after you've reviewed the pricing and you're happy with it, create an account. And once you create an account, you'll arrive inside Mailgun. Now what you should do is click on Send in the left-hand menu and then click on Domains. And then what I'd recommend doing is clicking on Add New Domain. Now here what we want to do is we want to add a domain name that you own. You cannot add a domain name to send from that you don't own because you're going to have to go through an authorization process in a moment, which I'll be able to show you. Now, what Mailgun recommends, as you can see on the right-hand side, is to actually create a domain name that is a subdomain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say sales.interface.com. Now this ensures that there's no interruption to your normal emails through your domain name, because it's likely that you will already have some DNS settings for your email inside wherever it is that your domain is registered. So we would recommend doing it through a domain name. Please choose your domain name region. So you can either be the US or the EU. In our case, I'm going to do the EU here. And then what we have is we have an IP assignment option. Now I'm going to select the shared IP option, but if you wanted to 100% maximize the deliverability of your emails, you can switch to a dedicated IP. However, there are costs involved in purchasing a dedicated IP. That would mean that no one would be using that IP, so it would be very clean and again, ensure the deliverability of your emails 100%. The shared IP option is a much better option than what Bitrix provide. So again, all we're doing here is trying to give you the best chance for your emails to arrive at the recipient. So once you're happy with that, you can click on Add Domain. And where it will take us next is it will take us to a page where it gives us some details to verify our domain name. So you can see here it's asking me that I need to add 2 TXT records to our DNS settings. Now, the DNS settings of a domain name is wherever your domain name is either registered to or if it's being hosted somewhere, which it likely is. So that might be something like GoDaddy, where your DNS settings are. So you need to log in to that particular provider, that wherever it is hosted or registered. And when you do so, you'll be able to access the domain settings and then access the DNS settings for that domain name. Now, we manage our domain name with Heart. So what I can do here is I've got create new TXT records. So it's asking me first of all to create a TXT record for sales.intraface.com, and I need to enter in this particular value. So if I go to my DNS settings, my subdomain is going to be sales, and then I'm going to paste in the record that it's asking me to paste in, which is this one here. Secondly, I need to add for the host name. So if I click on copy, now there's one step on, because it's asking me for the subdomain, if I just paste it in, I'm just going to remove the intraface.com part and also the preceding full stop. So you can see it just has s1._domainkey.sales, because that is essentially the subdomain. Now, if I click on enter this value for this particular record, again, I can paste in this in here, and then I can update the DNS. Now, once that's been updated, I can jump back into Mailgun, and this usually takes a couple of minutes. So what we need to do is just scroll to the top, and then we can verify our DNS settings. Now, if I click in here, they've not been picked up just yet. So I can keep pressing it. So you can see here, the top one has been picked up and it's gone green to be verified. Now, all we're waiting on is for the second one to be verified. Now, this can take, for some domain registrars, this can take up to an hour. So you can see this one is being picked up. It's ready to be activated, so this shouldn't take too much longer. Here you go, it's been activated and verified. So that's successful. Now the final part inside Mailgun, what you need to do is you now need to go to domain settings. When we click on domain settings, we then just need to click on SMTP credentials. Now this is where we get the details that we need to input into Bitrix. So I'm in the top right hand corner, I'm going to click on add new SMTP user, and I'm going to say sales@sales.intraface.com. We'll have the password automatic, so we'll click on create. And when you do that, it pops up in the bottom right hand corner to copy the password that it automatically creates. And we'll use that in a moment. So now that we've created our login, we have the host name here for the SMTP, and we have the ports that we can use. Now let's jump into Bitrix and input these details into a particular campaign. So if I click on marketing in the left-hand menu, click on email campaign, and then if I scroll down, for example, to Halloween sale, I'm going to use that particular template. And here you can carry out the normal items that you would do in terms of renaming your campaign, adding the recipients for who's going to receive this. But what we're looking at today is we're going to add a new sender. So I'm going to add sender here. And then it brings out all of our different options. Now what I want to do is I want to add an SMTP option. In here, that then slides out and I can input the details that I need to input into here. So what I'm going to do is going to say Intraface Sales. So this is the name that appears in the mailbox when the email campaign arrives at your recipient. If you want to make this SMTP service available to everybody that is using the CRM marketing module, then just select the option in here. Now what we need to do is in the email address option, what email do you want it to show and therefore maybe the recipient reply to? And I'm going to put sales@intraface.com here. Now this can be different to the login because Mailgun allows you to send it from an email that is slightly different to the login as long as we're on the same domain name. And then what we need to do is we need to jump back into Mailgun and select our SMTP host. So this is a server. So if I paste that into here, then what we'll use is we'll use port 465 and we'll use the SSL option. Port 465 accepts the SSL option as displayed in here. Then what we want to do is we want to use our login that we created. So if I copy and paste this. And then finally, what I need is the password. So I can click on copy again in the bottom right hand corner and then just paste that into the password field. There are options so you can set a daily limit from sending out from this particular SMTP service. But if I click on save now, you can now see that it's created our sender and it successfully verified the SMTP service that we set up in Mailgun. So I can close that down. And now you can see in here, in our sender option, we have Intraface Sales, sales@intraface.com. So now, instead of using the Bitrix SMTP service, what that will then do is it will send from the Mailgun SMTP service that we just set up. And you can carry on with all of the details that you need to do in here. You can test it, you can click on save, and then you can send out the campaign and it will be sent from this new SMTP service, ensuring that we maximize the deliverability of those specific emails. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully following this particular demonstration, you will be able to create a new SMTP service, add it to Bitrix, and have success in delivering your emails. So thank you very much for watching. Please do get in touch for a full demonstration or to find out more about this and other solutions, please go to intraface.com/solutions. Thank you very much and bye for now.